All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Winters. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome to today's webinar, Unlocking Certification and Community for LGBTQ plus Businesses. I'm the Small Business Local Engagement Specialist for the North State and Redwood Coast at the California Office of the Small Business Advocate, CalOSBA, which is located within the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, known as GOBIZ. Slide does not want to advance. I'm having that same issue. There we go. Okay. We at CalOSBA, in partnership with Sydney Harris, the Associate Director of Supplier Inclusion with the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, Lauren Polito, Outreach and Engagement Manager with the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber of Commerce, and Marquita Thomas, Founding President and CEO of the California Rainbow Chamber of Commerce, are excited to offer you this resource-packed webinar created for our LGBTQ plus small businesses in California. Today, we'll discover tools for scaling your growth, explore the value of certification, and connect you with chambers to support your success. During our hour together, you're going to receive a small but mighty overview of CalOSBA resources and programs, a dynamic certification breakdown from NGLCC, unlock small business treasures with the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber, and skyrocket your game with the California Rainbow Chamber. There will be time for Q&A at the end of the webinar, but please feel free to put your questions for the speakers in the chat at any time, and we will address them at the end. Please know that this webinar is recorded. And in addition, the presentation slides will be emailed out to attendees following the webinar. The California Office of the Small Business Advocate, we support the economic growth by providing resources and support to the state's 4.2 million small businesses, including nonprofits and startups. And our goal is to help all California small business owners find and navigate resources, programs, and regulations so they can start, manage, grow, and become more resilient. And we do that by administering the governor's direct relief grants. We fund and oversee Scale Network as a network of small business support centers. They increase capital access, provide resources for disaster preparedness, and elevate all of the voices of California's small business owners. And SCALE stands for Success, Capital Access, and Leadership for Entrepreneurs. And our SCALE network provides you with no-cost, one-to-one business advising, pathways to funding, loads of no-cost and low-cost trainings from business plans to social media strategies to QuickBooks. And there are also amazing mentorship and small business cohort opportunities based on your industry. And we have a variety of center types that you can explore to find the best fit for you as a person and as a business owner. We have our small business development centers known as SBDCs, women's business centers, Apex accelerators that focus on government contracting and procurement. We have veterans business outreach centers and capital access providers. And please know that advisors speak a variety of languages, and there are over 150 centers available statewide. To find these centers, you'd visit calosba.ca.gov and click on the yellow button on the top right-hand corner of the homepage that says Get Help for Your Business, and you'll be taken to this mapping tool. And then you'll be able to find the centers that serve your county, which will be multiple, and you're welcome to work with one or all of them. So I'll introduce just a few of our current programs that are available to you. A shining star in our program portfolio, I would say, is our Accelerate California Inclusive Innovation Hubs. There are 13 of them located across California, and these hubs provide technical assistance to science and technology-based startups. Hubs aim to build an equitable and inclusive entrepreneurial ecosystem in underserved regions with a focus on diverse founders, and most definitely supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion. These hubs will drive inclusive economic growth, create jobs, and increase opportunities for emerging industries. And by ensuring equitable access to capital, markets, and networks, this program and all of CalOSBA's program They aim to help democratize access to capital, diversify the innovation economy, and drive economic mobility through entrepreneurship. On our CalOSBA website, under the Initiatives tab, you can find the mapping tool to locate the hub that's near you. Example, Chico Start here in the North State focuses on clean tech and innovative agriculture, and Human Made in San Francisco has a phenomenal makerspace and hardware accelerator program. CalOSBA also offers a free training program called Outsmart Disaster. And this helps businesses across California prepare for interruptions like power outages, natural disasters, and you'll create a business continuity plan. And together you'll build your resiliency and a roadmap in these blue sky times so your business can be prepared should you ever need it. And trainings are offered in English and Spanish, and you can find more information on the Outsmart Disaster on their newly launched website. My contact information is listed here, and I recommend signing up for our newsletter. Follow us on our social media to get important program updates, grant updates. You can read our statewide small business success stories, advocacy news, which comes from our director, Dr. Tara Lynn Gray. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and we're going to go to Sydney Harris. We'll hear about certification from the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let me just get my slides up here. All right. Well, thank you so much again, Jamie. I'm very excited to be here and participate in today's event. Again, my name is Sydney Harris. I use she, her pronouns, and I am Associate Director of Supplier Inclusion here at the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, or NGLCC. So today I want to share a little bit about NGLCC, as well as how to certify your business as an LGBT business enterprise, or LGBTBE. Just to get us started, I'll share a little bit of some background info on NGLCC. So NGLCC was founded in 2002 by Justin Nelson and Chance Mitchell, and serves as the business advocate and direct link between LGBTQ business owners, corporations, and government partners. And the Supplier Inclusion Initiative and LGBTBE certification was created in 2004. So we are excited to celebrate just over 20 years of LGBTBE certification. And a little bit more about what NGLCC does. So while NGLCC serves as the business voice of the LGBTQ community, we also serve as the direct link between LGBTQ business owners, corporations, and governments, as well as lead national policy advocacy for LGBTQ economic inclusion. We also helped found the National Business Inclusion Consortium, or the NBIC, in 2011. And I'll share a little bit more about the NBIC in the following slides. And we also work with over 75 international and domestic chambers of commerce. And in 2014, we also established our global division. NGLCC is the exclusive certifying body for LGBT business enterprises, or LGBTBEs. And we also host the largest LGBTQ business and allied event in the world, which is the NGLCC International Business and Leadership Conference. And as mentioned, we work with over 75 domestic and international affiliate chambers of commerce, but I really wanted to highlight our California affiliate chambers of commerce. And I'm so excited to have Lauren from the Sacramento Chamber also here on today's webinar. So you'll be hearing from Lauren more about the Sacramento Chamber later on. But as you can see, we have 8 chambers across the state. Starting as far south as Long Beach and as far north as Sacramento. Our newest affiliate chamber of commerce in California is the Professionals with Pride Chamber, which is in Sonoma County. And membership with any of these chambers here on the screen does waive NGLCC's application fee. So it really is kind of a 2-for-1. If you are a member on the local level, you are able to access the benefits of being certified on the national level as well. So definitely check out these organizations if you're interested in joining. And now I'll share a little bit more about what my team, the supplier inclusion team, does here at NGLCC. So we help business owners throughout the certification process, even before they start their application and after they get certified. So we really are kind of your first point of contact here at NGLCC. We also work to identify and distribute opportunities to certified LGBT business enterprises. And we work with LGBTBEs to leverage their certification based on their goals. And we conduct monthly webinars as well as other educational and business development opportunities for certified businesses. Now, jumping into the specifics of LGBT business enterprise or LGBTBE certification. Again, NGLCC is the exclusive third-party national certification body for LGBTQ-owned companies. And our certification process was modeled after that of the National Minority Supplier Development Council, or NMSDC, as well as the Women's Business Enterprise National Council, or WBENC. And LGBTBE certification is available to for-profit businesses that are at least 51% owned, operated, managed, and controlled by an LGBTQ person or multiple LGBTQ people. So the first step to certify your business as an LGBTBE is to create your business profile on my.nglcc.org. And here's a little snippet of what that homepage looks like. So you would click sign up in the left-hand column for LGBTQ-owned companies. And my NGLCC really is your connection to the over 2,700 certified LGBTBEs, as well as over 400 corporate partners. And once you set up your account, this is what the business profile looks like. So you'll see it really requests for kind of contact information, general information about your company, such as where you're located, your company's legal structure, and your company's logo. The next step will be to upload supporting documents. These both tell us a little bit more about you as the business owner, but also about your company. For all applications, we request the following documents that you see here. So that's proof of U.S. citizenship or permanent residency status, as well as a brief history of the business or a business plan, a resume or bio for the business owners, as well as an LGBTQ status qualifier. And here on the right-hand side of the screen, it's very small, but this is a copy of our supporting document checklist, and you receive a copy of this once you start your application, so you're able to go through step by step to see which documents are needed. But I am sure many of you are wondering what the LGBTQ status qualifiers are, or what sort of documents could be submitted for that requirement. Again, this is a very small version, but this is our checklist for LGBTQ status qualifiers, and there really are a lot of options. Some of the most frequent documents we receive for this requirement are marriage certificates, divorce documents, personal reference letters that can be submitted on the business owner's behalf. But again, there's many options to choose from, and our team is happy to assist if you have any questions regarding the LGBTQ status qualifier or any other documents that are needed for your application. And here in the portal is what the document upload section looks like. So you'll see there's a box for every document you need to upload. So you'll just want to make sure each box has a green check mark, and that'll allow you to submit your application. So once you've uploaded all of your supporting documents and submitted your application, the next step will be to host a virtual site visit. And the site visit really, works to verify the information provided in your application. But it's really a virtual interview to learn a little bit more about your business and operations. So it's a great way to, make some connections um, for your business. And it's really quite easy. If you don't have an office, there's no tour or anything like that. But if you do have an office space, we do request you to turn your camera around just so we can see what your storefront or office space looks like. But it varies some slightly depending on your business. And the final step of the process is review by NGLCC's National Certification Committee, and they make the ultimate certification decisions on applications. And here is what the LGBTQE certificate looks like that companies receive upon completing the certification process. And LGBTQE certification is valid for 3 years. So next I'll talk about some of the benefits of certifying your business. So you receive national recognition by America's top corporations, and as mentioned, you do gain access to the MyNGLCC portal where you have access to all of the contact information for your fellow certified LGBTQEs, as well as NGLCC's corporate partners. You also gain access to all corporate, government, and organizational partners looking to do business with certified LGBTQE companies, as well as use of NGLCC's LGBTQE logo on your website or marketing materials. And LGBTQEs are invited to attend NGLCC's International Business and Leadership Conference, as well as any other regional events we may be hosting. We also have matchmakers, as well as some other business development programs that I'll share a little bit more about that are available to all of our certified business owners. So another benefit of certifying your business is NGLCC Stakeholder Engagement Center. They work to expand procurement opportunities through events, business-to-business connections, and expanded technologies. They also work to pair certified LGBTQE companies for relevant contracting opportunities with NGLCC corporate partners and other certified LGBTQE companies. And they also help connect compatible LGBTQE companies to team up for tiered contracting. And so I wanted to highlight a little bit about, kind of what it looks like when you're working with corporations. So many of the folks we work with through our corporate partners are corporate supplier diversity professionals. And they are often responsible for advocating for strategic sourcing within their companies. However, they often are not responsible for final purchasing decisions. So these folks really are a great way to kind of get your foot in the door with these companies and find, the appropriate departments or teams that may be able to work with you, or where there may be an opportunity for you to work with them. And corporate partners will often reach out to NGLCC with opportunities and RFPs, or send information to NGLCC about procurement, networking, or matchmaking events. And many of our corporate partners also serve as mentors through our mentorship program. And on our side, NGLCC works to match RFPs to relevant NGLCC certified companies, sends contact and capability information of relevant LGBTQEs to our corporate partners, and we also alert LGBTQEs of any upcoming opportunities or deadlines that corporations may have sent to us. And I really wanted to highlight the opportunity for tiered contracting. I mentioned it earlier, but tiered contracting really is a great way to get your foot in the door as a supplier with some of these larger corporations. And when it comes to corporate contracting, there are tiers. So tier 1 is invoicing a corporation directly for their goods or services. And tier 2 contractors are invoicing the tier 1 contractor for their goods or services. So if your company is not ready to work with a corporation just yet, tiered contracting really is a great avenue to look at. I also wanted to share a little bit more about the National Business Inclusion Consortium, or NBIC. So the NBIC includes NGLCC as well as Disability In, NMSDC, NAVOBA, the U.S. Black Chambers, the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the U.S. Pan-Asian American Chamber of Commerce, We Connect International, Women Impacting Public Policy, as well as WeBank. And together, these organizations represent over $9 trillion in annual consumer spending power. So really, I mentioned this to say, when you join NGLCC, you really are joining a much larger, diverse business community. And it's really great for all of these organizations to connect. And you can find more information about the NBIC or any upcoming events at nglcc.org/NBIC. And I also wanted to share some about our current business development and professional development programming. So first we have Webinar Wednesday, which occurs about every other Wednesday. And this is a business development webinar geared towards the needs and interests of certified suppliers. Feel free to check out our YouTube page to watch previous webinars and check out our events page to learn about upcoming webinars. And next we have our LGBTQ Sip and Pitch Fridays. This is one of my favorite events that we host at NGLCC. And this happens once a month on a Friday afternoon, in which certified suppliers can pitch their company in front of corporate partners who provide feedback, really to help you improve your elevator pitch. It's informal, and it's a great way to network and meet some other business owners, as well as any other folks who may attend. And next we have Accelerate. This comprehensive initiative expands upon many of NGLCC's award-winning programs to fund, train, and elevate LGBTQ businesses, and to help them create sustainable growth and highly competitive markets. Next up, we have our mentorship program. And once your business has been in operation for a year, you will be eligible to apply for the mentorship program. And the program connects certified LGBTBEs with corporate partners to engage in a year-long relationship in which they engage in professional development. And last but certainly not least, we have our virtual matchmakers programs. So as mentioned, we host virtual matchmakers all year long, about once a month. They usually are geared towards a specific industry or commodity area. But during matchmakers, you have the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with a representative from our corporate partners or other certified businesses and really start making connections. It's kind of set up like speed dating. So, you'll have a 15-minute meeting with one partner and then subsequent meetings after that. But it's really a great opportunity. And for more information regarding any of our programs, definitely check out the Programs and Initiatives tab on our website and our events calendar as well for any upcoming events. And our International Business and Leadership Conference is coming up. It'll be August 19th through the 22nd in Las Vegas, and we'll be at the Bellagio this year. And registration is open. If you have any interest in attending NGLCC's conference, definitely check out our website. Check out our website, which is nglccconference.com. And I've included my team's contact information here, but I want to thank you all again, and I'll turn it back over to Jamie.
Thank you, Sydney. That was amazing. I did attend your conference last year in Palm Springs, and it was totally phenomenal and highly recommend it. Now we're going to hear from Lauren Polito at the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, Sydney. It makes sense why you put us next to each other. I'll go into a little bit about some success stories a little bit later, but first we'll get into a little bit more about our Sacramento Rainbow Chamber and how we can be here to support you. So my name is Lauren Polito. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm our Outreach and Engagement Manager here at the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber of Commerce. I am very excited to let you all know about the Sacramento Rainbow Chamber of Commerce because I truly believe in our mission here in supporting small businesses and impacting our local communities. So here's a little bit about our mission. We've been around since 2001. We were started and founded by some really important and impactful advocates in our community as small business leaders that were LGBTQ that saw a need and wanted to help support other businesses that were maybe LGBTQ or allied, and really create a development for business and leadership and social action. So continuing to invest in our LGBTQ community and foster a diverse business environment. So here's a little bit more about our history. So as I mentioned, we were established in 2001 by amazing advocates in our community that saw the need. And we were continuing to do that throughout our time. And since 2001, we have established our nonprofit giving arm as well, which is the Rainbow Chamber Foundation. And we'll go into a little bit about that a little bit later. So what does our chamber do? So we do a lot of things. We host a monthly networking mixer that is free or low cost to folks. So we have $10 as our cost for folks that are non-members, and it is free for all of our members. So that's one added benefit to joining with our chamber is being able to engage once a month with our other business community members and maybe making a connection that helps develop your business, or just creating more network for you to, again, make mentorship or partnership, different relationships that may benefit your business. We also do different professional development webinars and workshops and seminars. As Sydney mentioned too, we also partner a lot with our different diverse chambers in our area. So in regards to professional development, we also host a new members workshop orientation and a diversity expo with our Black and Hispanic chambers for this area in Sacramento. As Sydney mentioned, we also help out with business certifications with NGLCC. We also help with our partnership with SMUD, provide free workshops to help members get certified as seed SMUD vendors, which is also a very important benefit for our local communities and our local businesses. We can also help certify partnerships through the California Department of General Services, California Public Utilities Commission, Siemens, and local other companies that are transportation or medical provider related. So Sydney mentioned a lot about LGBTE certification and what that looks like. So I have some success stories from our members that went through the same process. So one of our members is Fast Break Tech. They were awarded the economic growth contract from the city of Sacramento. And because of this, we're able to establish a very robust tech business in our area. We actually utilize them as our tech professionals, since tech is, throughout all of our businesses and very useful. Because of that, they were able to find a contract with the city of Sacramento and expand their business. Similarly, Uptown Studios was a certified business, went through all of the steps that NGLCC and city mentioned, and were able to receive a contract through both the city and the county for Sacramento for graphic design, media, and some web design contracts. Similarly, Sestack Lighting Design was certified and allowed registration through the Department of General Services, which I previously mentioned. And because of that contract, they received a contract with the California State Parks and Sutter's Fort State Park. And I submitted over here this picture of Sutter's Fort all lit up for Pride, and that was because of the contract that they had with Sestack Lighting. So because of that, they were able to not only promote Pride, but also promote large business and creating contracts with somebody that, was looking for a contract, but maybe wanted to use one of the LGBTE certified businesses in our area, but because they were certified, they were able to get that contract. So I put these pictures of our success stories in here so you all could see that this could be possible, and maybe the next success story I put on our webinar presentation could be you. So here's a version of our chamber members. We have over 350 members so far, and we're growing every day. Here's a kind of breakdown of our pie chart of folks that are a part of our membership. We're always looking for more members, and we're always looking to broaden and provide a variety of different needs and services and goods that maybe our patrons or our residents in our Sacramento area may be needing. And we always try to highlight our membership directory so folks utilize our membership directory and our members business first. So this is on our website, and I've also provided a QR code here for you, but it is also on our website, so feel free to check that out at a later date too if that is more accessible for you. Here are our monthly events. So like I mentioned, we host our monthly networking mixer every third Tuesday of every month. We utilize this also as a membership benefit for our members. So if you have a physical location or you would like to provide a space, we have a elevated membership benefit. I believe it's at the $2,500 level, where you are able to showcase your space and host a networking mixer yourself. So this is something that we love doing. It creates a variety of different ways that we can explore ways to connect with community by putting us in different spaces each month. And generally, it's just very fun, and you get to meet a lot of new folks that maybe you wouldn't have met and get to do business with them. My favorite event of our month is our Drag Queen Bingo. So we have every first Thursday of the month, we have Drag Queen Bingo, which is also part of our foundation. So this is a way that we are able to support our local nonprofits and our organizations and our charities in our area doing great work. So we actually have a new beneficiary each month. Tomorrow or Thursday this week, we have NorCal Aid Cycle as our beneficiary. So they will take home half of our proceeds from the night that we meet. So it's a fun way of just engaging and having fun with our community, as well as giving back and doing it with intention. So our annual events are also a great and very fun way to support community. My favorite personally is our Boas and Bow Ties. That's our annual gala showcase, and it is an incredible performance and entertainment and connection piece that ties everything in together of what we do here in the Sacramento region for our community. This is also a way that we highlight and give out our scholarships, which I will get more to later. That also comes through our foundation. And another way that we help elevate maybe people that are not in our business world yet, but creating a bridge towards success and creating a pathway for folks to get there. Another element that we have is our annual Business and Community Excellence Awards and Expo. Another great place to highlight and honor our business, community, and corporate leaders in our area that are making strides or advancing equity, inclusion, and diversity in their organizations, and creating that really necessary environment for all of us. So our last one, which is also a really fun one for me, is our Big Day of Giving, which kind of couples as our Big Day Bingo. So if you're not familiar with Big Day, it is a national Big Day of Giving, or I believe it actually is just for Sacramento. So Big Day of Giving is basically a very large philanthropy event that happens on one day a year, and I believe makes anywhere from 10 to 12 million for our nonprofit areas in the Sacramento region, and folks that are nonprofits are able to apply for that. So we do every year, and this is also a way for us to create funds and give back to our foundation and continue making scholarships and accessibility happen for our community in our region. So a little bit about our Sacramento Rainbow Chamber Foundation. The great thing that I've been mentioning, and also coupled with our chamber, is our nonprofit giving arm. So what we do here is we provide, promote, and support career growth and professional development for LGBTQ individuals and allies in our area through our scholarship program. So what our foundation does is we provide different academic scholarships to LGBTQ and allied students. And we also support a variety of different nonprofit organizations through sponsorships, such as different Pride events, or different, DEI events or things that are congruent with our mission. We try to support and uplift those events throughout our region as well. So a little bit about our scholarships. Currently, we have 3 scholarships available, and I see a typo, so you can tell that I did this myself. And we can rely on AI all we want, but we are still humans, and so we will make mistakes. And our 3 scholarships available are Rainbow Chamber Foundation Scholarship, which is our general scholarship, our Palmer Family Healthcare Education Scholarship geared towards folks in healthcare services, and resident and fellows debt relief, also geared towards folks that are in healthcare, and maybe have a little bit of debt from going through so much medical school. So our Rainbow Chamber Foundation Scholarship is open as well, and we are accepting applications through April 1st through August 15th of this year. And once again, we will be selecting our recipients through a committee and honoring them at our annual gala, which will be on October 9th. And I hope you all come to our Boas and Bow Ties because it will be a lovely event. Same with our Palmer and Family Healthcare Scholarship, April 1st through August 15th of this year. Folks will need to either be in the Sacramento or one of these residing counties, or they were here and moved and are going to a school out of state. That is also okay. And here is for our Resident and Fellows Debt Relief Award. So this is also something that has a few requirements that maybe you will fit, or maybe you won't, or maybe you know somebody that does. So we want to make sure that we're remaining accessible as well, and making sure that all of these avenues for support are available to everyone. So thank you. That is a little bit about our chamber. If folks have any questions or would like to follow up with me, I provided my email address as well as our contact information. And thank you all for being here today, and happy Pride.
Thank you, Lauren. That was really great. And I enjoy your business expo every year, and non-members and members are welcome to attend if I recall. All right, great. And this brings us to our final speaker, Marquita Thomas with the California Rainbow Chamber, and we're excited to hear about your statewide services. Thank you, Marquita. You're muted, Marquita.
Let me try this again.
There you go.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Jamie. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Marquita Thomas. I'm the founding president and CEO of the California LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce, also known as the California Rainbow Chamber. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm really excited to share with you how we support LGBTQ-owned businesses, helping them get certified, grow, and connect to real contracting opportunities. I'm really happy that so many of you are registered for today's event to take advantage of the information around getting certified, and I hope that you all make a plan to get certified. I hear a lot of people say that I'm going to get certified, and they put it off. So I hope that you make a plan to get certified within the next 30 days. We'd love to have you join the growing list of LGBTBEs throughout the state of California. Getting certified is a really powerful way to grow your business. It helps you not only identify a new revenue source, but it also helps you develop new relationships, get new skills, and expand your brand. So let's the California LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce is a statewide business association, and it serves as the voice for the over 300,000 LGBTQ-owned businesses in California. We're advocates, educators, and connectors working to ensure LGBTQ businesses are visible, included, and supported, and we do that through our policy work, our programming, and our partnerships. A big part of what we do is we help businesses learn more about certification and help them and guide them to the agencies that certify. We do not do certification ourselves. As Sydney mentioned earlier, the only agency that does LGBTBE certification is NGLCC, but we help business owners not just learn more about how to get LGBTBE certified, but all the other certifications that are beneficial to their business. Most people are not just LGBTQ, but they all have another identity. So we also uh, teach them how to get the other certifications. So if you're a racial minority, that would be the MBE certification. If you are a disabled veteran, that's the DVBE certification. If you're a women-owned business, that's the WBE certification. But then there are other certifications that are not just specific to your identities, but your business. So you can get a DBE certification if you're looking to do business with the state, or an SBE certification, which is a small business enterprise. And I know these are a lot of letters, but there are just so many different certifications that you can get that will be impactful for your business. And so we do a lot of outreach to teach people about these different certifications, as well as how to get these certifications. But again, we do not do the certifications ourselves. And the services that we provide are, application prep and business readiness coaching and direct access to procurement channels, which is through matchmaking. Oops, sorry, I skipped. We also make sure that LGBTQ-owned businesses are represented at key decision-making tables, statewide tables. We sit on the California Department of Insurance Diversity Task Force, on the Caltrans District 11 Small Business Council, the EDD Board, the SACPAC, the Sacramento Public Agency Consortium, and we're actually joining 2 other statewide agency tables, because we know that whenever there's a conversation about minority contracting, there should be an LGBTQ voice there to talk about whatever barriers might be present that are not bringing more LGBTBEs to the table, or if there's some sort of barrier for LGBTBEs, there has to be that voice there that brings that to that agency. And so we sit on a number of, like I said, these statewide decision-making tables, and we also partner with the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission to connect LGBTBEs with a lot of the major games that are coming to the state, and that includes the World Cup, the All-Star Game, the Super Bowl, and LA 28 is a separate entity, but we're also working with LA 28 to help connect LGBTBEs to the opportunities that will be coming between 2026 and 2030. There are a lot of really great opportunities that are coming, and so that's a really exciting thing. We also, as Jamie mentioned earlier, we are a part of the SCALE network, and SCALE stands for Success Capital Access Leadership for Entrepreneurs. And this is a statewide initiative, as Jamie mentioned earlier, and it's funded by the U.S. Treasury, and it's led by CalOSBA. It is designed to help entrepreneurs who often don't get access to capital, especially LGBTQ+, BIPOC, women, disabled, and rural business owners. Many of these business owners are doing everything right, but they still face barriers to loans, equity, and contracts. And so SCALE was created to change that. The California LGBTQ Chamber is proud to be the only LGBTQ serving organization in the SCALE program, or LGBTQ specific, I guess I should say. And through this initiative, we help entrepreneurs understand the funding landscape. We help them strengthen their financial management skills, get coaching on telling the story of their business, and get ready to apply for contracts or capital with confidence. And this isn't just about money, it's about making sure people who've been historically excluded now have a real shot at growth. We know that businesses that get access to capital can grow 41% more than businesses that don't. And so CalOSBA has done something really visionary here, and we're grateful to be your partner in delivering it. There is a QR code there if you want to take a picture of it or to fill out an intake form. It's a very short form, and you can just basically select the areas that you need assistance with, and we will help connect you to a resource. You do not have to be a member, and it's all completely free. So Sydney went over this, but I just thought it'd be good to just see some, again, what LGBTBE certification involves. That your business does have to be 51% or more LGBT owned and controlled. It has to be a US based for-profit. It has to be part of a federally supported industry. But Sydney went over most of this, so I will just move on from here. The legislative framework for LGBTQ in the state of California. I thought this was an important slide to include because there have been a lot of questions about the viability of supplier diversity due to the changing political landscape. And so this particular slide shows you the different legislation that is specific to the state of California that continues the work of LGBTB inclusion. We had AB 1678 in 2014, which mandated the inclusion of LGBTBEs in the California Public Utilities Commission's General Order 156. I know that's a lot of words, but that basically means that LGBTBEs are included in the minority contracting in the utility space. And in 2022, there was a decision that the spend for LGBTBEs would be 1.5%. In real numbers, that's $600 million. There was also the DOI regulation in 2017, which brought LGBTQ inclusion in the insurance sector. In 2000, I think it was 2020, was the HCAI Supplier Diversity Program, which means that hospitals must now report procurement with LGBTBEs. And this is just a short list of the state initiatives, and this will remain regardless of what's happening federally. And so I just thought it was important to include that so that people know that these initiatives are still ongoing. And so we do hope that you will consider getting certified to take advantage of these. When it comes to supplier diversity and LGBTBEs, because we do so much advocacy work, I thought it was important to include what we've seen work. What we've seen work with LGBTBEs or any minority contracting is having clear goals and voluntary procurement benchmarks, like the 1.5% LGBTBE target that I just mentioned in the public utility space. These are aspirational goals. Just want to make it very clear. People do not get contracts just because they are diverse. But if you do not have a benchmark, if you do not have an aspirational goal, then the inclusion is great, but it can be performative if there's not an aspirational goal to get to a certain number. And we've really seen the CPUC, they have a Gold Star program and they have aspirational goals. And they actually not just have the goals, but going to the next bullet point, there's public accountability. So there's an annual event where they look at their minority spend and they have a conversation about what's working and what's not working. And we find that that is vitally important when it comes to minority contracting. Another thing that's important is cross-sector collaboration among chambers and primes and different agencies. That collaboration can be really, really powerful in bringing people together who could potentially work together. And then also an investment in capacity building, mentorship, and capital readiness. When we remember the spirit into which all of this was created, supplier diversity and historically underutilized communities, it's understandable there are some communities that have some sort of barriers, whether it's a barrier to access or technical assistance. And so there has to be an investment in that capacity building if we really want to make real change. Some of the barriers that we've seen for more LGBTBE inclusion and the things that we advocate for on these different state boards that we mentioned is that sometimes there's an under-resourced supplier diversity team. If there's not people there to do the outreach and connect with those agencies and chambers and primes that I mentioned earlier, it's really hard for them to grow that spend. And so we advocate for better resource supplier diversity teams. In some industries, and I don't want anybody to get scared by this, but in some industries there could be high insurance requirements, and so we bring that to some of these corporations and these government agencies to say, like, this is a barrier for our community to have these high insurance requirements or some of these really high bonds. And so that is some of the work that we do in trying to reduce barriers such as high insurance requirements. Sometimes there are delayed payment cycles. In some realms, you can get paid within 45 days, and in some realms, it could be 6 months, and that's not realistic for a lot of small businesses. So we will have the conversations with whomever it is, like I said, a corporation or a government agency. Sometimes it's a municipality. I'm not going to throw one municipality in particular under the bus, but they take 6 months to pay people, and that's just not going to work for a lot of people. But through programs like Scale, we could potentially get them connected to access to capital so that they can fund their contracts while they're waiting to get paid. But we do do a lot of work around trying to get these payment cycles reduced as much as possible. Because like I said, small businesses can't wait that long. Sometimes there's a lack of transparency in RFPs, and so we try to get that reduced as well. And, reducing these barriers is strategic, and it also helps to expand the spend in our community. So again, that's some of the advocacy work that we do on behalf of LGBTBEs and, the minority business community overall, really. Some of the other ways that we connect businesses to opportunity is we partner with corporate ERGs. The picture in the background is a really amazing event that we had with Sony Pictures LGBTQ ERG. We had over 500 people. It was so fun. We did it on the Sony lot. And we did that because some people may not be ready yet to actually contract with procurement, but they are looking to do smaller contracts in different departments within a corporation. And then when they are ready to speak with procurement, they can say, hey, I'm already doing business with your accounting department or your legal department or what have you. And that might give them an extra little, point when they're talking to procurement because they've already started working inside the company. They understand the company culture. And like I said, it could put them a point ahead of their competition. And we host a lot of outreach events and educational programs and matchmaking events to turn certification into contract opportunities. So, let's build the future together. We know that LGBTQ businesses are ready to grow and to lead, and we are your partner in building an inclusive supply chain. So this is my contact information. That is my direct email. That is our website. We have recently received a grant, and so we are able to subsidize memberships. We have a 50% off membership drive right now, and that is a QR code to go to our website, check out our members, check out our blog post, and learn more about us. I hope you'll take a picture, and I'm really, really happy to have been here today and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Marquita. We love having an LGBTQ specific technical assistance provider in our network. It's a huge step forward for us as an agency. So thank you for highlighting that. And also highlighting how important advocacy is with legislation and being, in contact with all those local, state, and federal agencies to get that voice uplifted and heard and be visible. It's really critical work. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and see if there are any questions in the chat. I am not seeing any. I'll put this up in case people might have. I'm not seeing any questions.
Jamie, there was one item
Was there one?
to mention.
Okay.
No, just one item I forgot.
Sure.
So I just wanted to mention that NGLCC, starting on July 1st, we are expanding our certification offerings to include an allied and other SME business certifications, regardless of the background of the business owner. Really just to be responsive to requests from NGLCC stakeholders, partners, and affiliate chambers for more inclusivity and marketplace demands. So not too much more info to share at the moment, but just be on the lookout for more info to come on these new programs.
Fantastic. So that will be launching soon. That's upcoming.
It'll be launching July 1st.
Oh, wow. That's right around the corner. We're already in June, which is crazy. And I wanted to say thank you, for everyone, our speakers, for all of our attendees joining us today for Unlocking Opportunity, Certification, and Community for LGBTQ plus businesses. We hope you visit these websites, attend these amazing events, sign up for the newsletters. You can get really critical information on legislation, advocacy, things that are up and coming that are important to the health of your business. Even if you're not an active member in any of these organizations, it's really good to stay apprised of what's going on collectively, especially in these times. So We hope these resources like inspired you, added some new shiny tools to your toolbox, and offered you some introspection for your own personal growth. Maybe you're interested now in certification, or hopefully you have learned there are more opportunities once you do get certified, and how to go about getting those to serve you to thrive with your small business. The slides will be shared, as I mentioned before. Feel free to share them with other businesses that you know that could not attend today's webinar. It is recorded, so that recording will be also available on our website in the next couple of weeks. And I just wanted to extend a really happy Pride to you this month, and really appreciate your support, and coming together is really nice in these times to look at all the great work all these organizations do every day. And I see you because I'm out there with you. So thank you for the roles that you have, the work that you do, and for the small businesses that showed up here with us today. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone.